Do you also believe that eating eggs every day is the best way to keep your muscles strong as you grow older? If your answer is yes, then what you're about to hear today may completely change the way you think. After the age of 70, your body's needs begin to change, and the same things that once worked well may no longer be as effective. Before we continue, take a moment to subscribe, because the information you're about to hear could be extremely important for your health and independence in the years ahead. A few years ago, a 72-year-old man ate 2 boiled eggs every single morning without fail. He firmly believed that eggs were keeping his muscles strong and healthy. But one day, he slipped in the bathroom and suffered a hip fracture. When doctors examined him, they explained that the problem was not just the broken bone. The real issue was that his muscles had become so weak that they were no longer able to properly support his skeletal system. He was shocked by what he heard. He replied, "But I eat eggs every day." The doctor's response left him speechless. The doctor explained that although eggs contain protein, his body was no longer using that protein as efficiently as it once did. This is not just one person's story. A large study involving more than 80,000 older adults found that after the age of 70, the human body may not absorb egg protein with the same efficiency as before. In other words, you may be eating eggs every day, but enough of that protein may not actually be reaching your muscles. Let me explain this in a simple way. Imagine filling your car with fuel, but that fuel never reaches the engine. How could the car possibly run properly? The same thing can happen with your muscles. The most concerning part is that many people do not realize this problem until it is already too late. It often becomes apparent when walking becomes difficult, when the risk of falling increases, or when a person becomes dependent on family members for everyday tasks. But what if I told you there are 5 nuts that may help support muscle strength even more effectively in certain ways than eggs? These are nuts whose nutrients may reach the muscles more efficiently, help reduce inflammation, support faster recovery, and assist in maintaining strength even as you continue to age. Today, I am going to tell you about those 5 remarkable nuts. And the nut that holds the #1 position may surprise you so much that you may wonder how just 2 or 3 pieces can contain such incredible power. So stay with me until the very end, because this information could make a real difference. Let's begin with number 5, cashews. But wait a moment. Do not make the mistake of thinking of cashews as nothing more than a common nut used in desserts. Hidden inside cashews is a powerful benefit that has attracted the attention of researchers around the world. Cashews contain an important amino acid called leucine. Think of leucine as a key that helps activate the body's muscle-building process. Without enough of it, even if you consume plenty of protein, your muscles may not receive the full benefit. Cashews provide a good amount of leucine, which is one reason they stand out among many plant-based foods. Just 18 cashews can provide approximately 500 milligrams of leucine and around 5 grams of protein. But the benefits of cashews do not stop there. Another major advantage is their magnesium content. As people age, many focus on protein while overlooking important nutrients such as magnesium, zinc, and B vitamins. As a result, the muscles may have the raw materials needed for growth, but they lack the support required to function properly. Magnesium plays a vital role in muscle contraction and overall muscle performance. A deficiency may contribute to instability while walking, increased fatigue, and even nighttime leg cramps. In other words, cashews help initiate muscle-building support through leucine, while magnesium helps those muscles function more effectively. Now here's a small but very important point. If the cashews are heavily salted or fried in oil, some of their benefits may be reduced. That is why raw or dry roasted cashews are generally considered a better option. You do not need to start with a full handful. Even half a handful may be enough, especially if you have a sensitive digestive system. You can blend them into a morning smoothie or enjoy them with yogurt. When cashews are consumed alongside vitamin C-rich foods such as oranges, guava, or bell peppers, the body may absorb certain nutrients more efficiently. Just remember, cashews are not a magical cure. However, they can certainly be a smart step towards supporting your strength and overall muscle health. Now I want to share a truth that may be a little surprising. It also explains why many people continue to grow weaker with age despite exercising regularly. The real challenge is not simply building new muscle. The bigger challenge is preventing continuous muscle breakdown. If your body is breaking down muscle tissue every night at a rapid rate, much of the effort you put in during the day may become less effective. And the nut that can quietly yet powerfully help reduce this muscle breakdown is pistachios. Yes, the same small green nut that many people overlook is nothing more than a decorative topping. But let me tell you, its true value is far greater than its size might suggest. Pistachios contain a healthy amount of protein. Just 1 ounce can provide around 6 grams of protein. But protein is not what makes pistachios truly special. Their real strength lies in their powerful antioxidants. As we age, the amount of free radicals in the body naturally increases. These free radicals gradually damage muscle cells over time. Think of it like a rusty knife slowly weakening something little by little. Eventually, that damage can begin affecting both muscle strength and muscle quality. The green and slightly purple colors of pistachios are not just for appearance. Those colors indicate the presence of valuable compounds that help protect your muscles. Research has shown noticeable reductions in markers associated with muscle breakdown among older adults. Another important advantage of pistachios is their potassium content. Let me explain it simply. Potassium acts like a remote control for your muscles. When potassium levels are low, signals traveling from the brain to the muscles may become weaker. As a result, fatigue can occur more quickly, balance may be affected, and physical responses may become slower. That is why pistachios do more than simply nourish muscles. They also help support proper muscle function. Whenever possible, choose pistachios with their shells still on. When you remove the shells one by one, you naturally tend to eat more slowly and avoid overeating. Having a small portion of pistachios about an hour before bedtime may be beneficial for some people because the body spends the night focusing on recovery and repair. Just make sure the portion is not so large that it feels heavy on your stomach. But now I want to tell you about a nut that helps support the protective outer layer of your muscle cells. Because if that protective layer becomes weak, even the healthiest foods may not deliver their full benefits to your muscles. That protective layer is known as the cell membrane, the outer covering of your muscle cells. As we grow older, this membrane can gradually become weaker. And one of the nuts that provides important support for this structure is almonds. When people hear the word almonds, most immediately think about protein. But there is another important benefit that many people do not know about. That benefit is vitamin E. Most people associate vitamin E with healthy skin, shiny hair, or a youthful appearance. But its role is much greater than that. Vitamin E helps support and protect the outer structure of muscle cells. Just imagine a house with weak walls. No matter how valuable the items inside may be, they cannot remain fully protected. The same principle applies to muscle cells. When the cell membrane weakens, amino acids and other important nutrients may not enter the cells as effectively. As a result, even if you maintain a healthy diet, your muscles may not receive the full benefits. This becomes even more important with age because the body's natural protective systems gradually decline over time. A major study found that older adults who consumed adequate amounts of vitamin E showed significantly fewer signs of muscle damage after exercise. This suggests that their muscles experienced less stress and recovered more effectively. Just 1 ounce of almonds, about 23 almonds, can provide a substantial portion of your daily vitamin E needs. In addition, they contain more than 6 grams of protein. Now let's talk about the best way to eat almonds. Whenever possible, it is beneficial to eat almonds with their skin intact. The brown skin is not just color. It contains fiber and beneficial plant compounds that can provide additional support for the body. If your teeth are sensitive or chewing is difficult, you can soak almonds overnight in water. By morning, they become softer and easier to eat. Many people prefer eating almonds about 30 minutes before exercise because this allows important nutrients to become available to the body. Pairing almonds with a banana or a whole grain option may also provide a balanced combination of nutrition and energy. But now, pause for a moment, because what I am about to share next may be the most fascinating part of this entire discussion. We already understand that muscles need protein. We also know how important vitamins and minerals are, but there is another factor that very few people talk about. And that factor is the connection between your brain and your muscles. Think about it. Whenever you raise your hand, walk, or pick something up, it does not happen automatically. First, your brain sends a signal. That signal travels through your nerves and reaches your muscles, allowing them to perform the movement. If those signals become weaker, slower, or less efficient, then even strong muscles may not be able to perform at their full potential. And after the age of 70, this is often exactly what begins to happen. The communication system between the brain and muscles gradually loses some of its efficiency. So the question is, which nut may help support this important connection? The answer is walnuts. The answer is walnuts. And it is no coincidence that a walnut even resembles the shape of a human brain. Walnuts are among the unique nuts that contain a significant amount of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based form of omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 is widely known for supporting brain and heart health, but its benefits extend far beyond that. It helps protect neurons and may support clearer and more efficient communication between the brain and muscles. Just 1 ounce of walnuts contains approximately 2.5 grams of omega-3, around 4 grams of protein, and several important polyphenols. These compounds may help protect cells from some of the effects associated with aging. But the most interesting thing about walnuts is still ahead. When you eat walnuts, beneficial bacteria in your gut can convert some of their components into compounds that may help support the mitochondria inside your muscles. Let me explain that in simple terms. Mitochondria are like tiny power plants inside your muscle cells. They are responsible for producing energy. When these power plants function efficiently, your body maintains strength and you experience less fatigue. Research has also shown that older adults who regularly consumed walnuts demonstrated better muscular endurance. In other words, they were often able to perform physical activities with greater ease. There is one small precaution when it comes to walnuts. The omega-3 fats they contain are delicate, so walnuts should ideally be stored in a sealed container inside the refrigerator. You can soak them overnight and eat them in the morning, or add them to salads and smoothies. But now it is time to talk about the nut you have been waiting for since the beginning. The nut that may leave you wondering how just 2 or 3 pieces can contain such remarkable power. At number 1 is the Brazil nut. This large, creamy nut grows in the Amazon rainforest. Many people have never even heard of it, yet one extraordinary feature sets it apart from most other nuts. The greatest strength of Brazil nuts is their selenium content. Selenium is an essential mineral that the body needs, but obtaining sufficient amounts through everyday foods is not always easy. Just 2 to 3 Brazil nuts can provide enough selenium to meet your daily requirement. At this point, you may be wondering what selenium has to do with muscles. Let me explain. Selenium plays an important role in supporting normal thyroid function, and the thyroid is the gland responsible for regulating your body's metabolism. You can think of the thyroid as the manager of your body. If it does not function properly, many important processes can begin to slow down, including those involved in energy production and muscle maintenance. Changes in thyroid function become more common after the age of 70. This is one reason many older adults experience weakness, fatigue, and a gradual decline in muscle strength. The selenium found in Brazil nuts may help support healthy thyroid function, allowing the body to operate more efficiently. But its role does not stop there. Selenium also contributes to the production of special proteins that help protect cells from oxidative stress. This is the type of stress that naturally increases with age and can gradually affect muscle performance. Studies have found that individuals with healthy selenium levels often demonstrate better muscle strength. This suggests that their existing muscles are functioning more effectively. However, there is one very important point to remember. Brazil nuts should not be consumed in excessive amounts. Their strength is also the reason caution is necessary. In most cases, 2 to 3 nuts per day are considered sufficient. Consuming much more than that over a long period is generally not recommended. Many people prefer eating Brazil nuts in the evening because the body performs much of its recovery and repair work during that time. They should also be stored in a sealed container in the refrigerator. And if you are taking medication related to thyroid conditions, it is important to consult your doctor before adding Brazil nuts to your regular routine. So far, we have discussed 5 remarkable nuts that support muscle health in different ways. Cashews provide leucine and magnesium. Pistachios help protect muscles from excessive breakdown. Almonds support the protective membrane surrounding muscle cells. Walnuts help support communication between the brain and muscles. And Brazil nuts provide selenium, which supports important functions related to muscle performance and overall metabolism. Now the biggest question is, where should you begin? Let me explain. The best approach is always to start small. Meaningful changes often begin with simple steps. You can begin with Brazil nuts. Just 2 or 3 nuts each day may be an easy first step. Then over time, you can gradually incorporate the other nuts into your daily routine. You might choose walnuts in the morning, almonds before exercise, cashews during the day, and a small serving of pistachios in the evening. These may seem like small changes, but their long-term impact can be significant. And I want to leave you with one heartfelt thought. These nuts are not simply foods. They are connected to your strength, independence, and quality of life. The ability to stand confidently on your own feet, enjoy time with your family, lift your grandchildren, and move freely without assistance all depend on maintaining a strong body. If you begin making these small positive changes today, your future self may thank you for years to come. If you found this information valuable, please take a moment to like and share it with someone who could benefit from it. And if you want more health insights that can help you stay strong and independent as you age, be sure to subscribe and join us for future videos.